Good afternoon, nieces and nephews. It is Sunday, April 25th. You're gonna have to excuse the kid noises because I'm outside doing things with the family, and the road noises because I live near a road. So, what is all this that you're seeing here in the lawn? All right, so what this is this is a culmination of thatch and dead grass that gets pushed up. We had some pretty heavy rainstorms here in my area yesterday. All right, so this is what happens when you've got lots of thatch, or you cut off a lot of your dead stuff, and it begins to get washed up. All right, so this is one of the reasons why you want a bag when you're doing your initial cut to scalp, because this is what ends up happening. Since the last time we were out here, we had a lot that got done, and I'll talk you through it. All right, so I went back through and I scalped again because I didn't like what it looked like the week prior. You'll see that a few minutes earlier here in this video. And then I went down and I threw down some fertilizer. All right, so I'm not going to disclose which one I used. It's not anything special. But what it is, it's just it's leftovers from what I had. It was some Viragro that I had from last season, and I only threw it down in 2 areas. So this is one of the areas that you're looking at that's greening up quite nicely right now. All right, so this is my my side yard. All right, that doesn't accompany my throughway for the neighborhood. Sorry, the easement for my neighborhood. And then the other part, I'll show you part of it. But my kids are over here playing too, and we don't want kids in the videos. All right, so all along here, I dropped some of it. This is just what I had left. This is probably about 4 pounds. And drop some over here. So not 4, maybe about 5 pounds. So that was a 29012, I think it was. I'll clip it and put it up here in the video here in a little bit if I still have the bag. And it did pretty decent. So one of the biggest things about putting down any fertilizer is putting down adequate water afterwards. So I dropped the fert and then I watered it, but I didn't water it in enough. Once I did have the good old Mother Nature, she came through and she watered it really nice for me, and it looked good. And you see my front yard looks crazy because I didn't pick up hardly enough clippings when I went through and I raked. So what I've got to do is I've got to go and I'll show you how we do this. Front yard, I'm going to do it a separate time just because I don't want to do it on video. So we'll look at this area here. All right, so you see this right here is the area between my yard and my neighbor's yard. And what we ended up doing, and I'm gonna be doing this one-handed, so it's gonna be a little strange. All right, hold on, let me grab one of my kids. All right, so what we're doing here is we're just busting up this dead grass that got washed to the surface here. That's what Mother Earth did for us. Come a little bit closer. Okay, so I've got my oldest son. He's filming for me today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rake this stuff all up. We're gonna bust it up, and as you see, some of these weeds come up with it as well. Pick this up, you may bust up a couple of those weeds, which is fine. We're not really concerned too much about that, but what we want to do is we don't want this stuff to sit on the lawn for too long, because one, it's going to discolor. What does grass need to get green? It needs water and it needs sunlight. And when you have all this stuff on here, come down. When you have all this stuff on top of the lawn, on top of your top foliage, what ends up happening is it smothers your grass and doesn't allow photosynthesis to happen. All right, so what I do with all this stuff is I'm a little bit lazy and I just rake it right back into my flower beds because I'm going to renovate them later on this season. All right, if you can film going this way, just pan it, whoop, and boom. And now, no harm, no foul, it's all gone. So I've got 2 different types of rakes here. I've got a tough tine garden rake, and I've got a regular leaf garden rake. I use both of these interchangeably when busting this stuff up. So breaking up all this dead grass that's right here, it's a lot easier to do with the tough tine rake. Then when it's time to bring everything a little bit closer, you see how this just moves it away. It's useful, it helps, but it's not as good as the tough tine rake. Right, so what I like to do is bring everything together with the tough tine rake, and then scoop it up with this leaf rake, and we go and dump it in the woods. Now we got one of our little buddies over here. I don't know if y'all can see him. It's a little brown anole lizard, and I think it's a female. There we go, we're focused. You see her in there? She's just in there hunting. That's cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I don't see the other lizard.
No.
Wait, there are 2 lizards?
Alright. It's a little bit later on. Same day. I'm just going through. I was cleaning up in the backyard, and I just want to go through and talk to you guys a little bit. Alright, so this will complete that day of scalping and all the other stuff. So, as we can see, that scalping and knocking out all of that debris that's underneath the grass really allows things to green up, or at least look green, but it also frees up those nutrients to go into the ground when we start putting down pre-emergent herbicides, post-emergent herbicides, and our granular fertilizers. So in order for all of those granular products to really work here in the lawn, and I'm letting you guys see this lawn in all its glory, it's got to be able to touch the soil, especially those organics once we start dropping them down. I am a huge fan of Milorganite, mainly because it works. Feeds those microbes in the soil. Yeah, it smells a little bit like seawater and poop, but that's usually what it is. But once we get everything going here in the lawn, this thing's going to look beautiful. I've got some weeds in here, as we talked about before, and that's what we're going to start working on the next episode. We're going to talk about putting down a weed and feed product, how to properly put down a weed and feed product, and how to get it on and popping. Thank you guys for watching, and I'd like for you to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you get alerted when Uncle Rico drops the next one for you. Peace out.